Well, it's official. The Patriots cheated. That, according to the independent investigation by Ted Wells into the Deflategate case. This went public today, and most important, there's a long report apparently, but here's a couple of the key highlights from that. We have concluded that it is more probable than not that Jim McNally, the official locker room attendant for the Patriots, and John Jastrzemski, an equipment assistant for the Patriots, participated in a deliberate effort to release air from Patriot game balls after the balls were examined by the referee. Based on the evidence, it is also in our view that it is more probable than not that Tom Brady, the quarterback for the Patriots, was at least generally aware of the inappropriate activities of McNally and Jastrzemski involving the release of air from Patriots game balls. So, what does that mean? Well, a lot of mixed reactions from my standpoint. The first one is it pisses me off that they indeed did cheat, because if you look at just the Indianapolis Colts game where they were caught, yeah, it wasn't a close game. It wasn't like you can go, well, the Patriots or the Colts might have won that game had they not been doing it. Probably wouldn't have changed the outcome of that game. But we don't know how long this has been going on for, and we never will, because they obviously were never caught prior to that. But what if it was at the Baltimore game the previous week, where the Patriots barely won that game, had to come back from behind? Obviously, the whole deflating balls thing comes especially as a benefit to Tom Brady during cold weather or wet weather games, when the grip of the ball is much more difficult. And, you know, being in the East, there's a lot of cold games later on in the season. So, you know, the fact that, of course, Brady would deny that he didn't and knew anything about it, but come on. You're the quarterback, you hold the ball, you've been doing it for over how many years of your life? You think you'd know the difference, and they'd be like, this is kind of soft. I didn't notice that. They know. He was aware of it, clearly. Now the question is, how far did they collaborate to make this happen? Obviously, the report is suggesting that he did know. When this all comes down to now, and again, this is going to put Roger Goodell in the spotlight, is he's going to have to determine what's the consequences for this. The report does basically, I'm not going to read the entire quote, but it basically keeps Belichick and any of the ownership or the rest of the team saying that they had no knowledge of it. And whether that's true or not, again, it could be one of those things where, if you do this, we deny any involvement of it, but this is all entirely your call, the old, government conspiracy and those action movie type of things. But we won't know. So obviously that those guys won't be held accountable. And what that means is basically the team isn't going to suffer most likely any penalties for it. Maybe they will, but is it just going to come down to Tom Brady? Obviously, those equipment guys, I think they've been gone for a while, so they're the easiest ones to cut bait on and dump those guys. But what's his penalty? Will it be game suspensions? Will it be money? Ooh, that's a real dinger. What stinks about this whole thing is that if they have been doing it for more than just that one game, and clearly it helped them in some form get an edge, which is what cheating is all about. You get, even if it's the smallest thing, taking PEDs, giving you just that extra step, in this case, extra little grip to be able to, throw a little bit better pass in tough circumstances than it would be for the other team. It's not fair. And unlike in college, where teams that have been found to be guilty of cheating have actually had their titles stripped, have had Heisman titles stripped, they're not going to strip anything here. I mean, nothing's going to change the fact that these guys cheated for at least in 2014 and won the Super Bowl, and nothing is going to change that. At worst, they might put an asterisk by it, but they're not taking the Lombardi back. They're not going to replay the game. They're not going to give the Indianapolis Colts something to make them feel better about, because bottom line is they didn't make it. We didn't win our game, and that was that, and things move on. I think that's the most frustrating part, is that nothing's going to change here. Nothing of any significance. Maybe if they do the game suspension, maybe take some draft picks away from next year, something like that. At least that will have some impact. But if it's a fine, something like that, come on. He's got more money than he knows what to do with. It'd be like, you know, getting found guilty of a speeding ticket and saying, yeah, so, or some driving penalty for you and me. You want to go to jail and have a DUI, or just, pay a little bit of money? Yeah, okay, well, I get some change out. Here you go. I'm all good. So, well, we'll see what happens. Keep you updated on what the final punishment, if any, there is. I just have a bad feeling that whatever it is not going to be satisfying from my standpoint. And the only people who will be happy coming out of this will probably be the Patriots and Patriots fans, so they can go and continue to beat their chest, beat their drums, and be smug about their win of the Super Bowl and all that good stuff. And Tom Brady being the best. Well, some truth has come out about that. So take it for what you want. All right, later.